Hi there, welcome back. So glad you could join us again. It's Jim Cox with another It Must Be Tuesday. First of all, we got to get the announcements out of the way, and the biggest announcement is, yes, there will be an auction in Branson, Missouri, October 16 and 17 this year, 2020. The Branson Convention Center downtown, and we'll have our live bidding, of course. We'll have some social distancing, I suppose. We don't know if the mask rule will still be in effect or not. But then we're going to have our phone bank is all riled up and ready to go. And in addition to our live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and our website, we will also have internet bidding. So we've covered as many bases as we think we can cover for your convenience or what your preferences are. And if you want to attend in person, we'd love to see you here. We've missed our friends. We've just missed everybody a lot. I'm sure you have too. Now today I'm going to tell you about 3 guys and 2 cars and 1 idea. How's that? The 3 guys I want to talk about, first of all, is Harley Earl. And you've heard me talk about Harley Earl before. And then there's Larry Shinoda. Boy, he was a classic. And then John LaFaro. Now what do these 3 guys have in common? Well, Harley Earl was the head of GM Design back in the 50s. And Harley Earl is the one that came up or guided the design of the 1953 Corvette. That was a game changer right then and there. They only sold about 300 Corvettes in 1953. In 54 they sold 3,600, and then they skyrocketed from there. Now in 63, Larry Shinoda, who was, and I got to meet him one time, didn't get an extended conversation, but I've seen a bunch of interviews with him. What a fascinating man, and what a great career he had. He designed this one, okay? This is a Gen 2 Corvette. It's hard to keep track of them all, but the 53, 54s are the Gen 1 C1s. This 63, 62-3 is Gen 2, okay? And then we'll talk about some other ones later on. In 1963 Corvette, it came up with the split window design. I always thought that Pete Brock was responsible for that, but maybe not. This is one of the first Corvettes I ever got the chance to race. Think about it. Back in that day, late 60s, early 70s, you could buy one of these for $5,000, $6,000. No big deal. And people went goofy when they found out we cut out the wheel wells and put in fender flares, and gutted the interiors and threw them away. And now, well, this particular car, we sold last October, last time we had an auction, in $160-some thousand range. A car that you could have bought in the 70s for 6, 8, 10 grand. How about that? Well, what happened after this? Because by the late 90s, are you ready? We're up to this. This is a 1999. This is a Gen 5. This celebrates 60 years of production of Corvette for General Motors. This is a hot rod. You don't even have to touch it. It comes to you as a hot rod. It says 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. You know, do you really need more than that? I know you want more than that, but for what you can get these for today, that's just fantastic. Quarter mile in the 13s. These are hot cars. These are fun cars. The interiors are so much better than the early cars. The drivetrain and the suspension, well, actually, it all starts with the chassis. And this is a hydroform chassis. I'm not going to begin to give you an engineering lesson. Here, there's a hydroform bench outside the factory headquarters of Ferrari. Ferrari started doing hydroform suspension in the early 90s. Corvette saw it and said, yeah, we can do that too. And hydroforming is just the best way to make a lightweight, very rigid chassis. That's what you have here. So, we talked about Harley Earl in the 53 C1, and then Larry Shinoda C2. This is John LaFaro's design. He was the chief designer for General Motors and for Corvette in the 90s. he has a distinction just for me. He went to the Pratt Institute in New York. That's where I wanted to go. I didn't get accepted. Little did they know. Anyway, hey, Callie, are you upset, honey? Come here, Callie. Come here. You guys need to meet Callie. Come here, honey. Come on. Come here. Ladies and gentlemen, shop dog Callie. Can you see her? Yes, you're a sweetheart, aren't you? Yes, you are. Say hello to the people. Yeah, there they are. Okay, you can be a star. I don't have any cookies. No, I don't. Anyway, this car is going to be in the auction. That one we sold last year. Who knows what this is going to bring? It's a fantastic car in great shape, beautiful graphics on the hood. I don't usually like that kind of stuff, but I like it on this car. It's a 6-speed, red over black with red trim. It's got all the bells and whistles. Drives like a dream, and it is a hot rod, I guarantee you. Did you ever wonder where the name Corvette came from? Once again, just like we were talking about Jaguar and SS not too long ago, SS wasn't a popular name after World War II, but the name Corvette was. Corvette was a warship during World War II. It went out and there was a sub-hunter in it. And it was all kinds of fantastic stories behind the Corvette warships. That's where the name came from. A fellow named Myron Scott came up with that. Anyway, C1, C2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, the mid-engine car is now a C8, Generation 8 for a mid-engine Corvette. I haven't driven one yet. I really, really want to. I think I'll go back to being a GM fan if it's as good as everybody says. And in the meantime, this is one I can afford. And this one will be in the sale October 16 and 17, Branson, Missouri, Branson Convention Center. Do me a favor. The email is tuesday@bransonauction.com. If you got any questions or you want to know about something or you want to teach me about something, that's even better, tuesday@bransonauction.com. And remember to subscribe and hit the little bell so you get these things on Tuesdays. In the meantime, talk to you in about a week. Take care.